Hi and welcome back to my backyard snack yard. It's Danny here. We are in the house today because it's quite cold and wet outside, but I want to go into the courtyard in a second where I have some of my fig trees growing. This year the fig trees have been quite slow. I think we're just starting to see some little tiny fruits coming up now, which is quite late because we're in July and they need a good hot spell, and we just haven't had that so far. A few of my brevas are still on the trees and they're getting quite large, so that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to those. But it turns out that figs aren't the only edible part of the tree. You can actually also eat the foliage. I had no idea, and it's supposed to be really delicious. So I want to go into the courtyard now where they are and pick some leaves and we'll get cooking. So while fig leaves are edible, I don't think you'd want to eat them completely raw. I think they need a bit of preparation, and I'm going to toast mine. If you look at some of these leaves, they are enormous, so I don't think I'll need that many. I'll make a little portion, so I'll pick about 6 of them, I think. Usually you want to wear gloves when handling fig leaves and cutting them because the sap can be an irritant, but I'll be extra careful today. Look at this, here's one of the little tiny new figs coming. Sweet, lovely, exciting. I'll show you some of the big ones that are still hanging on from last year as well. Here is a breva. It is really quite big. Look at that. I just hope it manages to sweeten up somewhat. And look, there's some of the sap from a leaf I cut. It's really sort of a really gloopy white sap. Here's another one of the big brevas down here. Again, it just needs some sunshine to ripen up and sweeten up. There we go. Look at these beauties, and look at that sticky sap there. They're a bit dusty too, so I'm going to give them a good little rinse. I think I ended up picking 6, yes. And they are such big things. Look how big they are. Just enormous. So yeah, there's lots to them. Give them a good rinse. Okay, I've rinsed them all off. I think they recommend that you use kind of new leaves, and these ones are relatively new. Nothing has been growing that fast this year, but they are, some of them are just enormous. So let's just get them into the oven. They need to be toasted for about 3 or 4 minutes just to get dry. And actually now they're pretty wet, so they probably need a bit longer than 3 or 4 minutes. I'm starting to think I should have picked smaller leaves because one of these leaves is taking up pretty much a whole baking tray. But yeah, just lie them out on in a very thin layer, just like one layer, without touching each other. I had to cut one of the leaves in half here. And then pop them in the oven at 170 degrees Celsius for about 3 to 5 minutes, just checking to make sure they just dry, but don't crisp up or burn. Here's the first ones. They really shrivel up and dry up nicely and they're all crispy, and they actually really smell of coconut, so I can definitely see how the coconut flavor will be present. Let me get all the rest of them dried as well, or toasted I should say. The next step is to add 500 milliliters of water and 400 grams of granulated sugar into a saucepan over medium heat, and just stir it and let it gently dissolve. You can also substitute the sugar for honey, either half and half or completely with honey, depending on what kind of flavor you want. I think the honey does add quite a nice flavor. I just didn't have any today, unfortunately. Once all the sugar has dissolved, I just leave it here to simmer for about 5 minutes, and I can take it off the heat. I'll just turn the heat off, and I'll add all my beautiful toasted fig leaves. It's like a tea, isn't it, really? Okay, they're all in there now. Oh my goodness, the flavors I'm getting is roasted coconut, roasted almonds, and I can't quite, oh look, it's getting all steamy here. I can't quite detect any vanilla yet, but wow, this is amazing. I'm going to leave it to infuse now for 2 hours or so. In the end, I left it infusing for 4 hours, and the flavor is amazing. I've let everyone taste it without telling them what it was, and they could all taste roasted almonds and definitely roasted coconut. And although they say that the elderflower cordial is preferable because they just really love it, it has a beautiful sort of citrusy tang to it too. This one I think tastes amazing, and I'm really looking forward to using it in my coffee tomorrow morning. That's going to be really fun. So it just definitely has wonderful flavors of roasted coconut and roasted almonds, and I'm sure there's some vanilla in there, but I couldn't quite detect it. So I'm just going to strain it now, get rid of all the leaves, and just put it into a clean jar, and it can stay in the fridge for about 3 to 4 weeks. So hopefully we'll eat it up before then. But what a fun way to use the fig leaves that we have so many of. So I hope you can try it. Let me know if you've tried it, or if you use fig leaves for anything else. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.